Hello and welcome to another video. So I thought today, why not talk about, let's have like a little girly chat. I thought. I wasn't meant to be filming today and I got bored and was like, let's download Bumble, and I thought, actually don't want to be talking to men right now, like that's just not my interest for various reasons. And then I was like, let's do it to find a friend, just talk to someone. And then I was like, hold on, I just want to talk to someone today, don't I? So let's film and then I can talk to you guys and it'll be nice. So today I thought let's do like a little chat about men in the gym and kind of like how to overcome some sort of issues that some women get in the gym and various things like that. So I have no script and I have no plan, so this may go completely waffly, so sorry if it is a bit like that, but it should be good. It's nice to have a little, just let it all out, talk with me and that kind of thing. So to start off with, just to say, like, I have no like sexist, like, oh, all men are trash kind of view, like anything like that. I feel like I don't want to come across like I'm bashing men, because they are not, most of the time they're absolutely fine in the gym. It's just I know personally and from friends that we have had certain individuals and certain issues in the gym, and so I thought, why not talk about it and then kind of give you some advice and some tips to how I've kind of overcome the insecurities associated with it. Because I think it's important to note that it can be very dependent on how you are with men in general. I'm not particularly confident around men. I can't talk to men. I do not understand men very much at all. So I get that it was perhaps I was predisposed to be a bit more insecure and like sensitive to certain things and behaviours that they had in the gym. So I feel like that can influence your experiences a lot. So I'm kind of talking from quite a like girly, insecure perspective. So not everyone will have the same issues or feelings that I perhaps have had in the gym, but if you have, it's kind of to show that you can like overcome those feelings and kind of you can deal with them essentially. So for me, I tended to get, particularly at the start of the gym, I tended to get quite insecure about men in the gym. So I started off at a university gym, so luckily it was mainly guys my age, and I was aware of the lad culture that exists in the gyms, particularly like I had housemates and stuff, so they would tell me about it, like give me the inside goss, and I was like, okay, I can understand kind of their perspectives a bit more, but it did make me quite insecure, and I think that's partly where issues can stem, is if you're quite insecure in yourself as a girl, it can then fuel a lot of insecurities when you're around men, particularly in quite a testosterone environment such as the gym, and particularly if you're in like the weight sections and that kind of bit where they're like just properly giving it some, like they just want to show off that they're the best basically, though not all of them. Again, I feel like I don't want to be stereotyping massively in this, so I'm sorry, I do not want to offend anyone or stereotype. I'm just basing it on my experiences. But yeah, I did used to get quite insecure. I think mostly because I thought they were judging me, and I thought that they were going to be criticising me for my body, because I don't recognise myself as a particularly aesthetic or like gym aesthetic kind of person. I certainly didn't at the time anyway when I started the gym. And so I think if a lot of us don't necessarily fit into that stereotype of what's attractive, it can, and if we're insecure in our own bodies or our own selves, that can kind of just mean that if you're getting attention, you naturally assume it's negative attention, which is not always the case. But yeah, so I used to get quite insecure with that, and about form, I was really paranoid that my form was wrong, and there's certain things that I can't do, like I can't squat deep because of my hips and ankles and things like that used to just get to me and be like, oh my gosh, all the men are watching and thinking like she's an idiot and she can't do it and that kind of thing. But yeah, that's not the case. And what I'd say about that's helped me massively is learning to be more secure in myself and actually learning and understanding like the reasons behind like our behaviours and then behind like guys' behaviours and stuff. So a lot of the time there is this laddish culture in the gym, and as part of it, if they see an attractive woman or they see a woman, particularly in the weight section, they will probably react or respond. And it's particularly when they're in fairly large groups that they might feel more inclined to kind of show off. And so when it's like busy times or evenings, I found that that's when it would get a bit more kind of laddish in its culture, and I'd get a little bit more uncomfortable, I guess. So first tip is maybe choose a time, if you are getting insecure about it, to go when there's less men and perhaps more women, so normally in the mornings and that kind of thing, or kind of afternoon time. There tends to be less of that kind of laddie culture kind of guy coming in. I think they tend to kind of come more in the evenings. That's what I've seen anyway, so I might be wrong. But yeah, and just making sure that you're confident in yourself and what you're doing. Like the amount of times when I felt insecure, I feel like people are watching me and they're not. And you know, if I just put my headphones on or I just kind of get on into my workout and just smash it out, I feel really good and I feel less insecure. Particularly when I started going to new gyms and stuff, I was like, okay, these are new people, and I didn't have my safety blankets of PTs I knew or friends I knew to kind of make me feel calmer. And so that was a bit of an initial like, oh my goodness, I feel so overwhelmed and like insecure right now. But you've just got to do it, just got to get through it. You know, whatever workout you're going to be doing, if it's in the free weights, just go and do it. Smash it out with some music on if you need to, that relaxes you or like motivates you or makes you feel good or makes you feel confident or sexy or whatever, and just smash it out. Secondly, with regards to another issue I have is what you wear in the gym. So I was quite uncomfortable wearing certain things when I started to gym, and then I got to a stage where I did not care so much. I think it helped. So I had obviously girlfriends, but I also had guy friends at the time who would gym with me or kind of be gymming with their friends, and I think having a few guys that you know in the gym kind of really reassures you, because it's kind of like a comfort or a safety blanket, and it kind of reminds you that not all, you know, men are going to necessarily be looking at you in that way or judging you or that kind of thing. It kind of gives you a bit more security. So sometimes it does help to have like a boyfriend or a guy friend that you know that can kind of show you the ropes and kind of give you that confidence, even if they're not training with you, but they're just there just in case there's little things. Like for me, it was always stacking weights and moving sort of the barbell, the squat rack, that kind of thing. That would get me quite insecure sometimes and be like, oh my gosh, all the men are watching me, and realising I can't do any of this. So that does help sometimes have guys around you, because it's just a bit more like comforting, that kind of thing. Like they can protect you a bit if you need it, kind of thing. Or I guess PTs as well, because again, you can have some really wonderful PTs on the floor who, once I got to know the PTs, that helped me a lot massively, because then I knew if I was like ever going to have any issues, I could just immediately go to them and be like, this person is making me uncomfortable, or I'm not feeling great about this, like, can you help? So it helps the more people you know in the gym, I'd say. It can kind of give you those comforts to go and get help if you need to. So yeah, that's always good to have. But yeah, in terms of what to wear, because I kind of just digressed again. So I got quite confident with wearing what I wanted last year, like I said, because I had friends and I knew the PT, and then I had a few guy friends as well that kind of like helped relax me, I guess. And then I got to a stage again when I was like getting really insecure about what I was wearing in the gym, particularly as I was starting new gyms and there was new people and that kind of thing. And I was just really conscious of if I was wearing shorts or wearing just a sports bra, I was immediately being sexualized or like looked at, in almost having that stigma of you're wanting attention, which is not the case at all. like I wear stuff in the gym. I think most of us wear stuff in the gym because we want to look good or we want to feel good. Just like guys will wear shorts, you know, we should be allowed to wear shorts or wear what we want, and it not be taken or interpreted the wrong way. I do definitely notice the more revealing clothes I wear, the more likely I am to get attention or that kind of laddishness, which I'm not a great fan of. But again, I kind of realised, hold on, I can wear what I want, and you know, if I look good, that makes me feel good, and that's what's the most important thing. And at the end of the day, you've just got to take it as a rational view. Like, you are just wearing shorts and you are going to the gym, and that's a perfectly natural thing to do. You are not going into the gym with a massive sign going, somebody look at me or touch me or talk to me or date me or whatever. You are just wearing shorts, or you're just wearing a sports bra. And if it happens to show a bit of like arse or a bit of camel toe or a bit of boobs, like, that is not you asking for it or asking to be sexualized or commented on. So yeah, I've got to the stage now where I can wear what I want, but I do appreciate that for a lot of women there is still that stigma of, I'm either going to be sexualised or I'm going to be judged because I have, say, I don't know, like a bit of a belly or this or that. And that is really sad, to be fair. Like, I've been in that place when you just don't feel confident enough in your body, so you don't wear what you want or what makes you feel good because you feel like you're not worthy or you don't have anything to show off, really. But that's something that can take quite a few years to kind of overcome. And then once you get to that place of being happy in your body and in yourself, like, it's really awesome to just wear what you want and be like, I don't care if you don't like what you're seeing, and I don't care if you do, like, I'm happy, and that's what's important to me. So yeah, I would say wear what you want and try not to get kind of scared about the stigmas around, you know, if you're showing certain parts of your body, like particularly things like camel toe. I don't understand things with that, or like if you show a bit of like cellulite or something, like it's just natural stuff. Like, there's such a stigma, I think, sometimes around women like sweating in the gym or wearing certain things or like having certain parts of their anatomy showing, and I'm like, what's the issue? Like, you know what our bodies are made of. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I don't see the issue. Like, you just take me as you find me, and I really do not care if you have a judgment or comment about it, because I'm happy and I'm training and that's what's important to me. But yeah, I think another thing to note as well is I used to kind of go in there with the predisposition that men are looking at me in that way, and I think sometimes I do get quite paranoid that I almost then end up doing stuff that maybe does attract attention and that kind of thing. So I would say, don't go in there thinking that all men are horrible and they're going to be looking at you and sexualising you, or they're lads or this or that. Like, most of the time they are just gymming and they're enjoying themselves, and they just want to look at how good they look in the mirror and build their muscles. Like, that's fine. That's what we're doing as well as ladies, so there's nothing wrong with that. We just want to look our best. And yeah, if you happen to find someone who looks quite nice and they might think you look quite nice, then go for it, see what happens. But that's not always the case, and that's not always going to happen, kind of thing. But yeah, and I would just say, just try and stay true to yourself, keep confident. If there is a genuine issue, do talk to people. If you are uncomfortable going by yourself or feel you're getting more attention when you're by yourself, then I would say bring a friend, ideally bring a guy friend, or have a few guy friends that you know there, or PTs or whatever, if that kind of comforts you a little bit, to be like, I'm okay. Find a gym and a time that's going to work for you. So I definitely noticed that in my university gym, which I still go to, I feel completely confident and the guys around me do not faze me one bit. Whereas if I go to a new gym, or like my gym down the road, I am more likely to feel quite insecure, or a little bit more like please don't look at me in that way, and please don't go near me, and just really put off by it. So find a gym that works for you, particularly on those days when you are feeling a bit insecure or a bit like meh, and you don't want that kind of attention and you're just not in the mood for that attention, you just want to go in and smash a session. And then choose a time that works for you. So ideally I'd say mornings, and I think certain days as well. Like, I know quite a few guys will go to the gym on the weekend just before they're going to go out, kind of get that pump before they go out. And so sort of weekends and in the evenings you're more likely to get that kind of culture, and so you might more likely get triggered, may not necessarily, but it does sometimes happen. But yeah, I would say it's definitely something that you can overcome and get more comfortable with time. Like, it's taken me quite a few years, to be fair, and like I said, I think it is predominantly because I'm personally, one, I'm quite like a sensitive person and I'm not used to being around men and I don't necessarily understand them. And then two, I was in quite an insecure place anyway, so I was always aware that I didn't think I looked good, so I was constantly thinking that men were looking at me in a negative light and thinking I didn't look good and that I wasn't gymming properly or I wasn't doing things right. Like, I was always insecure because of that, which I'm now not. And then thirdly, like, I'm a very monogamous person. Like, I go through phases when I'm just like, I do not, like, if a guy looks at me, I'm just like, please don't, like, I'm just not ready for that life right now. Like, I want one guy to look at me in that way and that's it, and I look at them in that way and that's it, and that's how my life should be. But I realise that's quite unrealistic and that's just me living in a bit of a fairy dream world. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that is like that, who's very like monogamous and loyal and one person kind of thing. But yeah, but it is definitely doable, and it's something that I'm very passionate about as a PT. Like, I want to help train women to be more comfortable around men in the gym, and I want them to feel comfortable because it's a really empowering moment when it clicks, and it did that for me recently, where I was just like, do you know what, I actually don't care anymore. Like, I'm comfortable in my skin, I know I'm doing what I'm doing is right, like, I know I look good. If they're gonna look, they're gonna look. If they have anything negative to say, you know, they can keep that opinion to themselves. I do not literally care, because at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with how you look and you're happy with your training and that kind of thing, and if you have a partner or something, you know, you've got their interest, then that's all that matters. It should not matter what other people are saying about you in the gym or looking at you like in the gym. If they are making you uncomfortable or stalking you or whatever, then yes, go and speak to PTs or whoever's working in the gym, and I'm sure they will help you. They will be happy to help, and it can be something that's resolved, because some people are inappropriate in the gym, and that is not acceptable. And there are some people with quite traditional and old views about women in the gym, and again, that's not acceptable, and certainly something that I would like to help overcome for women, because I don't want these issues of feeling insecure or maybe not unworthy, but just uncomfortable around men to limit their progress. My progress was so limited by the fact that I was scared by what other people were thinking about me in the gym, and I still kind of have it today ever so slightly on certain days when I'm really insecure. But you've just got to do what's right for you, and you can't let other people or your worries about what other people are thinking about you get in the way. You are there to train, you are there to look good. If you want to lift weights, if you want to lift heavy, if you want to build some curves or some muscle or whatever, you can absolutely do that. You've just got to stick in your like own frame of mind and do what makes you feel comfortable so that you can best achieve those goals, and find those times, find those people, find that gym, find those headphones or whatever it is that is going to help you to switch off that insecure mind and that uncomfortable mind, and just get on with it and smash it in the gym. And that's when you're going to be like, yes, like, I love it, I love my body, I love feeling good, I love, you know, helping with my mental health, training with friends or whatever. I like having that de-stress or escapism, and that's when it's going to be best, is when you can try and find ways to worry less and just enjoy it. And quickly, one little thing I forgot to mention in the film, which I did now whilst editing it, is you can actually go to women's only gyms, or they can have like women only sections. So if that's something that you want to look into, then obviously have a look at that, because sometimes it can make you a little bit more comfortable and then not have to worry at all about certain things. So yeah, I feel like I've gone very chatty in this, and I'm hoping I've answered some of your questions or explained kind of my feelings about, you know, training in the gym and with men, and then kind of the stigmas and stuff that still exist that we want to try and overcome and get better at dealing with, so that us girls can be the best freaking possible versions of ourselves and be gym queens, because that is what we deserve. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please do check out my Instagram handle in the description box down below, and check me out on Instagram. Please give me a follow, like, subscribe, all those wonderful things, because it really helps me to know that I'm doing the right content, and just obviously get my name out there and try and help as many wonderful ladies as I can in the gym. So thank you very much for listening or watching, and I'll see you in the next video.